Bitch, let me tell you something. It's your girl DijahDiva, and you are tuned in live to the hashtag Diva Gang podcast, where we discuss art, music, entertainment, pop culture, and have cultivating controversial conversations, honey. So today is a little interesting. Today we won't be reviewing any music, any film, anything. This is an impromptu emergency type out of the whim episode. And I usually start off being really excited to talk, but this is actually kind of serious, and this is actually kind of unfortunate. And I wanted to go on live and have this conversation. And if you're listening to the audio, I am live on YouTube. I just feel like it's so much going on. There's so many talking points that people are not hitting. And if you looked on my Instagram earlier, if you're a follower of mine on Instagram, here's one thing that you guys have to understand. That multiple things can be true at once. And I find that nuance has not been happening on social media in general. But multiple things can be true at once. And a lot of people have to get that. Because this incident is the prime example of multiple things being true at once. And number one, let's just get out the gate. I am so sorry, and my condolences to anybody who lost anybody during this, what was supposed to be a fun event. My condolences to anybody who is in the hospital, anybody who is suffered any major injuries or minor injuries. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime before. But let's just go ahead and get into it. First of all, I want to talk about the situation. There's a lot of misinformation going around. There's a lot of people who don't quite understand rage culture, the raving culture, festival cultures. There's a big, and I'm telling you this as an artist, there's a big difference between a festival and a concert. A festival is generally when they have, like, Essence Festival is a festival. Coachella is also a festival. Rolling Loud is also a festival. Lollapalooza is a festival. There's a difference between a festival and a concert. Festivals generally have more than one area where they have multiple artists. They can have anywhere from 20 to 30 artists performing that day. Each artist has performance slots. They have t-shirts, food stations, drinking stations. They have vendors. They have all types of people that are there the entire day, generally. And people can see SZA at 4 o'clock and then hurry up and meet back to go see Megan Thee Stallion at 6. And Travis Scott was the headliner because this was his own festival. He did this festival on his own. This was his own festival. And he was the headliner. So people would either be sitting there waiting for Travis all damn day, or they go see another artist and come back. Festivals are generally a couple of days long, usually over a weekend. The Lovers and Friends Festival, you know what I'm saying? It's over the weekend, and it's multiple artists. You have to kind of delegate in your brain who you do and do not want to see. So if there could be a situation where Usher is performing at 6, but then also Justin Timberlake is at 6. So you have to make a choice if you're going to go to stage A or stage B, or you can go see Usher for the first 30 and then catch the last 30 minutes of Justin Timberlake. That's how it works. Concerts are generally, I buy a ticket to see Beyonce. I have a seat. I'm in seat Z34. I sit in seat Z34 and I watch the show and go home. Festivals are generally going on from morning all the way to the wee hours of the night. A lot of times festivals have they have like sleeping in hotel and overnight accommodations for certain people. Some festivals come with travel, come with a plane ticket, come with, depending on if you buy VIP packages or whatever. A lot of festivals can come with room and board, and travel accommodations, depending on how much money you're spending on packages. That is very, 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 very important information for this story, that I know a lot of people have been talking about this, having conversations. I was a little pissed off at the reel earlier. They don't know this. Festivals are completely different from concerts. That's number one. Number two, at festivals and concerts, but specifically festivals, it's normalcy for people to fall out. Okay? It's normalcy for people to faint, to fall out, to OD, to get too drunk, to get alcohol poisoning. These things happen at festivals all the time. Usually venues, festivals, promotion companies, whoever is holding the festival, 9 times out of 10 have arrangements for that happening, because they're happening all damn day. They have to be ready and well equipped if somebody falls out, if somebody faints, if somebody gets dehydrated, if somebody ODs. They have to be very, very steadfast in keeping that under control. That's also important for people to know for this situation. There's one of the biggest music festivals of all time is Woodstock. And if you're not a boomer, you probably don't know what that is. And the only reason I know what it is because I did the Love Is All You Need. Shout out to my AMDA people who watch this. But Woodstock was a festival where all of the bands, I believe the Beatles and all the rock stars were performing. Woodstock is always advertised as in, for the past couple decades, as the festival to be. The place where your grandma was having a good time. The place where all of the biggest rock bands of all time came and had great performances. Yes. But a lot of people died at Woodstock. A lot of people fell out. A lot of people OD'd at Woodstock. These places are known for people always bringing drugs, doing different drugs, drinking, fucking. A whole bunch of sexual assault cases happen at Woodstock. Also, Freaknik, believe it or not, was also a festival. And these things happen at festivals all the time. Not that it's right. Not that it's right at all. But these things happen all the time. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm going to spend the first at least 15 minutes prefacing everything, because this information is very much necessary. And that's why the conversation is not being had in this proper way. Now, let's move forward. Let's push forward. Okay? We've had a labor shortage in this country due to a lot of unforeseen circumstances. Because of that labor shortage, we can't do certain shit that we are used to doing. That means Live Nation, NRG, the promoters, Travis Scott, everybody who was involved. Because keep in mind, Travis is not the head of operation. We may think he is, but there's powers and machines that may be that are way more powerful than he is. They knew when they sold out of tickets in May, because this show has been sold out for months. Months these festivals have been sold out. You guys knew during that time that y'all didn't have enough people to man this area, whether they be custodians, concession stand workers, vendors, security, front end, box office, assistants, whether that be anything that I just named, or plus, you knew you did not have enough people to fill those positions months the fuck ago. But the tickets had already been sold. This was a money-making event. It was a money-making event. And now you're having to eat the costs of wanting to ask for forgiveness as opposed to permission. It is always going to be way, way, way more expensive to fix a problem than it is to prevent one. I'm going to say that again because I really want to put timestamps on this. Cut this up as you will, however y'all want to repost it on other places. Repost this. It is always way more expensive to fix a situation than it is to prevent one. The tickets had already been sold. You guys bit off entirely too much more than you guys can chew. You said profit over people. Fuck all of this. The show must go on. We sold the tickets. We making bank. People buying alcohol, marked up food, marked up t-shirts. This is going to be a money-making ass event. So we're going to continue moving forward, even though we know we do not have the proper amount of employees to man this magnitude of an event. And in a lot of times, that's capitalism for your ass. A lot of times it works out without a hitch. But now, not only are you, because I'm gonna get to the people in a minute. I'm gonna get to the humanity in a minute. But you know, when you talking to capitalists, capitalism gotta speak capitalism. So I'm about to speak the capitalism language right quick. You knew you didn't have what you needed. And most of the times, assuming the liability and moving forward because there's a bag to make works out. But this time it didn't. So now not only are you guys having to refund the tickets for the day that y'all had it, y'all had to cancel the second day, which was a lot of money as well. You had to cancel the second day. You're refunding the first day. You are all having to assume the risks of all 300 plus people that are in the hospital. Plus, I believe, and this is another thing I'm going to get back to at the end of this, I believe it's way more than 8 people that passed away. It's way more. It's way more than 8. I'm going to die on that hill. You're going to have to pay for funeral expenses. You're definitely going to see several lawsuits. From each person who is involved in this is going to sue multiple of people connected to this event. So, excuse me. Not only is the promoters going to get sued, NRG going to get sued, potentially the city of Houston could get sued, Live Nation will get sued, Travis Scott can get sued, everybody on the lineup has the potential to get sued. If I got injured at the place, me, because I already took screenshots. I'm on my feed. I live in Houston, so my location is putting it on my feed. Did you get hurt at the Travis Scott concert and need representation? We're going to help you with a lawsuit. People are coming out the woodworks. Lawsuits are going to be rolling out for at least the next 2 to 3 years for this one event. But if I got hurt, do you think I'm just going to sue Travis Scott? No, I'm going to sue everybody under the chain of command. So now you're going to have litigations, settlements, big, to over. Hey, you guys, I was live on YouTube and my girl Lovely T has already told me that let me fix this, that when you're talking about real life events, and having like a real conversation, they'll cut you off. And apparently I didn't even have that many people in my live for them to cut me like that. But I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with being cut. So I'm going to just go live on here and upload it on here. And I'm about to restart my microphone because I'm definitely putting this on my podcast. So what I was saying, if you want to catch the first half, go to my YouTube channel and check it out. But we're definitely going to be talking about the Travis Scott situation and the Astroworld situation because I feel like there's a lot of nuances being missed. I already spoke about, I gave a lot of prerequisites because I feel like a lot of that clarity is being lost, and that's why people are spewing a lot of misinformation. On my YouTube, the first half, I basically talked about the difference between a festival and a concert, how it is normal for people to OD, to get alcohol poisoning, to pass out, get dehydrated, faint at festivals. It happens all the time. However, the difference between that and this is they had enough people, enough staff to be able to rectify situations that could happen. Most festivals and concerts are already pre-equipped with everything that they need so that they can be there and available and on alert if emergencies happen. So what I was saying is litigations. How it is going to be going forward, trying to pay for forgiveness as opposed to permission. I said on the last time I went live and it got cut, that's why I came to Instagram instead, that they're going to have to pay way more to fix this situation than they're going to have to do they could have to prevent it. And on top of all of that, with this whole situation, you have to be, if you're going to hold a festival to this magnitude, usually the more people in the space, the more you're going to have to spend in the front end so that you can keep everybody safe. Fire hazards, all types of shit. And one thing is, everybody that was involved, everybody that got hurt, do you think that they're just going to litigate and settle out in court with one of the powers that are involved? No. If I went to the festival and I got hurt, I'm suing Travis, I'm suing NRG, I'm suing Live Nation, I'm suing the promoters that may be, however many of them they are. I'm potentially even gonna sue the city of Houston for lawfully allowing a setting where this many people can be harmed. You have to go through a lot of licensing. You have to go through a lot of litigation beforehand to hold festivals or events of this magnitude. You got to get those things cleared through the city. And if the city cleared an event that was unsafe, do you think that these people are not going to sue the city? People are going to try, and these lawsuits are going to span out over the next 2 to 3 years. Trust me. Trust me. I know something about knowing something. They knew that a lot of things, even McDonald's and Burger King, are understaffed. And there's a price you pay for not having enough staff. And this is what the bad part about capitalism is. When capitalism works out in your favor, it really works out in your favor. But when it don't work out in your favor, it really does not work out in your favor. And a lot of the times, especially with these mega corporations, these labels, these big companies, they do not understand that capitalism, profit will not just fix everything. Because not only are you lost a second day of the festival, which is 50% of your projected revenue, you also are refunding the initial day to everybody who went. So now you're losing not only half, but damn near 100% of your revenue. The only thing that's saving you is if somebody patronized maybe the concession stands, the marked up alcohol, the t-shirts, the merch. That's the only type of bread that you might have. But you probably won't even have that because you are going to get sued for most of the shit that you have. And maybe they have a hedge fund. Big companies like this keep hedge funds just in case they have to have a big ass legal battle. But it's going to get really, really ugly. And I don't know if they're going to I don't know if Travis Scott is going to try to pull a Kobe Bryant or a Vanessa Bryant and try to sue NRG or sue the companies that may be, because, well, he's not going to be able to sue a lot of those companies because he's signed to those companies, and his contract is you can't sue the people you under. I forgot what the term is called, but you can't, it's kind of like you can't testify against your husband type thing. But he might try to sue the powers that may be to get the heat off his back. But one thing that I'm going to explain, just business-wise, law-wise, I ain't no lawyer and I ain't no big corporation, no business owner. But I do know a thing or two. And what I do know that every single last company that was involved with this event are going to have to settle with hundreds, if not thousands of people. Because do you think, and this is another thing, do you think that all of the people that are not even injured or have any dead family members or didn't deceased from this event, do you think that they're not going to try to put their hand in the pot too? If you were understaffed, you should have gotten the staff. You should have at least got contracts, gotten a staff contract up until the date of this festival so that y'all could have had enough staff, enough emergency folks, enough people who know CPR, enough people so that this event did not turn out as deadly and tragic as it did. Period. That's just on capitalism. Because if you really want to be a capitalist and you really want to make a lot of money from this event, you have to put your ducks in a row so that you can be able to make this event as smooth as possible. And that's not what happened. And I'm speaking from I'm capitalism advocate. And I don't like playing advocate, but I'm just from business point, from law point, none of this shit made sense. None of it. None of it made sense. And that's why I'm perplexed, because I'm sitting up here watching the situation go down and unfold. And I'm just thinking, like, what kind of idiot facilitated this shit and thought this was going to run over smooth? But the problem is, and this is me backing it up, because we're going to talk about where we're going to place. This is going to be a long situation. Because I don't think everything should be on Travis. I don't think everything should be on anybody. I believe that there's enough blame to go around. But Travis is known, and this is a point. I have notes. I'm following my notes. Travis is known for inciting reckless behavior when he is performing. From the tweets that they tried to scrub off the internet, from the way that he acts, he's always just been an asshole jerk to people when he is performing. So that can be put in and it will be put in litigation against him. He didn't even try to put himself in a good situation, but he is known for when something is happening in the audience, passing out, somebody going through it, something happening, he is always known for mismanaging his audience. He's always known for inciting nefarious behavior. And that's biting him in the ass. And one thing that I want to be very clear about is that a lot of these celebrities incite a lot of shit, and they know that things will happen because of their celebrityhood, their fame, their status. People will they will do things that they wouldn't normally do for celebrities. And we're gonna segue into my next point in a second. But Travis Scott, you made a lot of bad decisions leading up to this. And you're bad. It's not even like, oh, this accidentally happened. No, this is not even your first time having an issue go down at your concerts with somebody's safety being involved. But this is your first time having people die. This is the first time it's gotten to a certain level. And I just want us to know, I don't know what the disconnect is, and I think it's social media. At what point as humans, even if it's a cool concert, It's a great event. We spent money. Where's the point where we take personal accountability for our actions and know that enough is enough? Because it was a whole bunch of grown folk there and kids. But even kids, what y'all parents didn't teach y'all nothing? You cannot, it's like, at what point do you say, man, maybe I'm going to hurt the person in the front, back, left, and right of me, and I'm not going to push towards the front and fuck people up and potentially hurt my left, right, front, or back neighbor just so I can see this nigga on stage? When does that happen? When does that kick in? Because if it doesn't kick in, it's a huge disconnect. I'm so sorry. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into my next point. Because I have this written out. We're going to have a conversation. People are saying, well, there was kids there. A lot of the people who died were 16, 17, 14, 15. There were kids there. There was kids there. Now, for concerts from now on, it should only be 18 and up. For festivals, it should only be 18 and up. And a lot of you guys, and this is what I hate so much about the internet, everybody says things and boosts themselves up as if they have a high cow of morale. Like they are up here. They make all sounding safe decisions. Like they make all of the best decisions in their life. Like they know the answers to everything. When y'all don't know the answers, Sway. When I was 16, I had my own car. I can go to the store by myself as long as I ask for permission. I went to the movie theaters by myself, the nail salon by myself, to my homegirl that braided my hair by myself, my friend's house by myself, to the school dance and the games by myself. I drove myself to I drove myself to wherever I needed to go. Of course, I was a kid and I had to ask permission and I had to text my mom and tell her whatever. But I want you bitches on the internet to stop acting like y'all didn't do shit on your own before y'all was 18. Y'all parents were not chaperoning y'all. Half of y'all grew up in New York or Chicago or inner city areas, and y'all took the city bus or the city train everywhere y'all wanted to go. The fuck? And y'all parents wasn't around. So this whole the kids shouldn't have been at the concert thing is bullshit. Why somebody gotta wait till they over 18 to go to a goddamn concert? And then here's another thing, and I don't want to get canceled for this, so bear with me. Bear with me, brace yourself. Y'all are acting as if it would have been a better situation if people over the 18 would have been the 8 that died. The situation would be no fucking better. If all the people, 8 people who died, and I believe it was way more than 8, who died were over the age of 18. That wouldn't have made a difference. A lost life is a lost life. When I was 16, 17, my mama bought me and my friend tickets to go see Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill. Throwback, y'all, when they was together and went to tour. I went by my motherfucking self. I had my own car. It was my graduation gift. So I shouldn't be able to go see Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill because I'm not over 18? What kind of bullshit is that? I need you motherfuckers. And there's a whole bunch of early 20-year-old motherfuckers saying this shit on Twitter. Oh, it shouldn't have been no kids there. It shouldn't have been no kids. Shut the fuck up. Because if I went through the list of the shit that y'all did when y'all was in high school, it wouldn't be nothing near going to a concert on your lonesome. It's bullshit. And you guys are just trying to find more and more and more scapegoats for a situation that should have never fucking happened. I went to go see Wiz Khalifa by myself. I went to go see B.O.B. by myself, A$AP Rocky by myself. I went to see Nicki Minaj by myself. I went to go see Beyonce by myself. I have been to so many concerts on my lonesome under the age of 18. Motherfuckers can get cars and drive at 16. You can get on the train at whatever age and go wherever you want. Parents don't have that much control. And I'm sorry if you guys have a strict parent that don't let you do shit, but most of the world does not operate like that. Kids should be able to go to a concert. Who the fuck else is Travis Scott making music for? It ain't nobody that's in their 30s, 40s. He making music for people who are young. So a majority of Travis Scott's audience is going to be people under the age of 18. Those are the people who are paying his bills. Because it ain't nobody that's older than me. I mean, people in their 20s. I'm 23. People love Travis Scott in my age range. But most of the money that he's getting from tours, concerts, festivals are coming from people's parents. People should be able to go see their favorite artists before the age of 18. I don't get that whole, oh, that's why Lonnie Love on The Real pissed me off earlier today. I love you, Lonnie Love. I met you. You're a really nice woman. However, you did piss me off, sis. Love with all love and all positive energy. That whole, they had to wait till they be 18, so it would have been better if it was 8 people who died who were over the age of 18. That doesn't make sense. The conditions were not suitable for anybody. It should, like, kids should be able to go to a concert. I've been to several concerts, festivals, all types of stuff by the time I was 18. That is stupid. People keep acting like they don't ever drop their kids off somewhere. You don't know what the fuck your kid doing. But what you gonna do? You gonna be a stick up your kid's ass until they 18? Because when they 18, whatever the fuck happened to them is whatever the fuck happened to them at that point, right? And if anybody gets upset with this, it's because you're not thinking realistically. In Texas, especially in Georgia, the South, people be driving at 15. People get their permit at 15. They get their own car on their sweet 16 birthday. Or they work to get a nice... Everybody, I had a raggedy-ass 2003 Kia Spectra. Raggedy-ass car. It worked, though. It was $1,500. I drove that bitch everywhere. Mama, can I go to the movies with my friends? Sure, I went. Mama, can I go to the mall with my homegirls? Yeah, sure, I went. So this whole idea that you got to be over the age of 18 to just do random shit that you enjoy. Because the thing is, like, should I have to be over the age of 18 to go to the movies? There's been many mass shootings at movies. What, you know what I'm saying? Fuck shit can happen anywhere. The number one place that's for kids, schools get shot up every other year. So what's the fucking difference? Bad shit can happen anywhere. It shouldn't, but it does. And there's only so much you can do to protect your kids, especially when they're teenagers. Because at that point, they ain't kids no more. They're young, they're underage, they're minors, but they ain't kids. They gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. And I'm not gonna sit up here and tell nobody else. I got my auntie, my little cousin is 17 years old. If he want to go see Lil Baby in concert and I got the money to get him a ticket, he gonna go. Do I want to go see Lil Baby? Maybe. But bitch, I don't want to go. Here's a ticket. Here's another one. Take one of your friends. Here the keys. The fuck? What kind of dependent ass kids are y'all raising? That whole argument pissed me off. And then on top of that, all of those people who broke into the VIP section earlier, they did that in the daytime when the sun was out. At that point, y'all didn't have enough staff anyways. So a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't even matter at this point. Everybody's talking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But at that point, even though y'all didn't have enough staff, that was the time that y'all should have shut some shit down. Because after that happened, that was literally the rumble that catapulted majority of the chaos. And maybe I'm getting a little too old. You know, mosh pitting and stuff like that, dancing and stuff is cool. But at some point, I have to hold some of the concert goers accountable. I don't give a fuck what age you are. If you old enough to go to a festival by yourself, you old enough to know some shit. Okay? At some point, the behavior is going to have to be called into question. Because I have never seen so many grown folks, teenagers on some piss poor mama never taught you right ass behavior in my life. Sitting up here running up into a concert that you didn't pay for. Which I'm not even going to fault because concert tickets are high for no fucking reason. But then you got people acting the ass, and then you got Travis Scott acting the ass with him. Travis, you are what? How old are you, Travis? You in your 30s? I should have looked this up. Like, how old is this nigga? 30. You are 30 years old. You are a smooth 3-0. Sitting up here encouraging a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of people's kids to come to your concert to be on that fuck shit. You on stage. You protected. You got security. You go on Twitter, your Instagram, telling all of these kids to do this and do that, to break in and do all. If the police had been there with a gun, shooting all the motherfuckers who basically committed theft because they didn't pay for the tickets and shot one of them and made them a hashtag, that would have been on YouTube. See, us regular niggas can't do shit like that. We can't incite violence and be cool. Most of us will get arrested or get shot. And then on top of that, that whack-ass apology video with you touching your face. Who the fuck is your publicist? Who is your publicist and who told you that was a good idea? That was the most insincere shit I think I've ever seen. You would have been better off saying nothing at all. Nothing at all. That little notes, screenshot from iPhone apology also was insincere. Because I'm not going to be like these other people. You knew that people were passing out. You did. Because you mentioned, hey, you need to go get him. I saw the videos. I saw everything. I did my research. But then, I'm not saying you should stop the show. Because I'm an artist as well. But at some point, because you incited so much violence weeks before on the internet, you are responsible. You don't have to take the whole blame because I'm not going to sit up here and say that you on stage, you knew that people were dying in the crowd. I don't think you did. But I also don't think that you give a fuck. Today, now that you know, I don't think that you give a fuck. You are just trying your best to prepare for the shit show that is about to be your life. Live Nation, NRG. I just don't understand how y'all drop the ball that hard. I don't understand how you drop the ball that fucking tough. I don't get how y'all did that. Because majority of the blame is honestly going to go on the companies of the powers that may be. That's where most of the blame is going to go. And because that's where most of the blame is going to go, you guys are going to have to pay a lot of money. And because y'all were looking forward to making so much money, y'all didn't give a fuck. So now you gotta, what they say, what my children's church pastor say, lazy people always work harder. It's better to measure 10 times and cut once than to cut 10 times and measure once. That's what they say. And I really, really feel like y'all thought y'all were going to be able to get away with this. And it's a shame that it took some people losing their babies for y'all to understand that y'all just cannot have concerts or festivals or have events that are harmful. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. The crowd control was not there. And a lot of the behavior from the audience is because a lot of y'all are obsessed and have a mental block with celebrity worship. We're going to get into this. I'm going to talk my shit. A lot of y'all, and I've seen it the most in the past 3-4 years, cannot fathom your favorite celebrity being wrong, doing the wrong thing, being inappropriate. A lot of y'all don't even provide that type of leniency with y'all families and friends. Your friends say one thing, fuck her forever. But you let your favorite artist, you be defending them more than you defend yourself. You let them do all types of fuck shit. Everything from R. Kelly to Nicki to all of these people. I see y'all go harder for celebrities than y'all do for yourself. And I'm gonna keep it real. I like Beyonce. I like everybody. I like a lot of people. But most of these motherfuckers don't even know we exist. And half of the time, and this is exactly what Jackie Arnold was talking about, half of the time they're just using you so that they can meet their bottom line. A lot of these celebrities don't set boundaries on the internet or with their audience because they exploit their audience so that they can get more money out of you. It ain't no coinky dink that your favorite artist gets into some shit right before they got some fuck shit going on. That they kick shit up so that they can distract you from some real shit they got going on. It ain't no coinky dink that when your favorite artist is getting canceled, they dropping a new album, they dropping a new project, or dropping a new movie, or dropping a new product. It ain't no coinky dink. A lot of these celebrities are just like these capitalist corporation ass companies. They will exploit the hell out of their audience. They will have people supporting them and worshiping them like a mug, running low key like a celebrity cult, just so that they can get you to buy something else that they're selling. Some of y'all favorite artists do it. Some of your favorite artists do it, especially the one with the fucked up haircut right now. And that boundary is never set in stone. And I want you to get it. I'm not saying all of these celebrities are evil, but this is a business. You will never catch me around here going that hard for a celebrity. And I don't and they don't even know who the fuck I am. A lot of you guys have to reevaluate what's real and what's fake in your life. The celebrity worship is just really, really amazing. Because I'm watching it, and that's the reason why it took, people in my generation all the time say, how did R. Kelly get away with this for so many years? Because of motherfuckers like you, who see no fault in somebody just because they pretty and they can sing and dance. That's how people get away with shit. Because a lot of the times, when you're famous, when you rich, when you have money, when you talented, and you up on a big platform, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do because people just want to be around you. That's point blank period. That's what we saw manifest at a magnitude level at this damn Astroworld Fest. A whole bunch of people with one goal in mind, to be enamored with a favorite artist, and they said, fuck everything else around me, including myself. That's what happened. You see a whole bunch of people who just want to be in good graces with their favorite artist, and do whatever it takes with no regard of human life. This shit is not real. I be rapping and I'm an artist myself, but I want people to know, yes, I am Dee-Juh. Yes, I'm a rapper and I'm an artist, but I'm a human. And I'm going to make mistakes almost every single day until I die. I want to be held accountable. I also don't want people to think that anything about me is perfect. I want people, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so hard. You guys, a lot of the audience at this damn festival are going to have to take accountability for the fact that they lost their mind for a couple of hours over a goddamn celebrity that could give a fuck about you, even if you perish. I.e. the face touching video. I was like, this is so insincere. This was not a good move. And it's worse because the reason why I think that he has to hold some of the blame, because okay, so what? You didn't know nobody was getting hurt. But the way that you look like you didn't give a fuck. I'm restarting my microphone. My allergies. But the way that you simply did not give a singular fuck even after you found out is the reason why I hope every single person involved gets every penny they need out of you. Period. Because, and also the label. Here's the label. Label. Who's Travis Scott signed to? Whatever label it is, understand that you have signed a liability. You have seen this man act out in ways way before this festival. You've seen him do dangerous shit, incite violence, incite rowdiness. You've seen this nigga act like an ass, a buffoon. Now you know that this motherfucker you signed is a liability. So moving the fuck forward, I would keep that in the back of my mind. Because whatever money that Travis ain't got to pay these lawsuits and do everything, it's coming from the label. It's going to come from the label. Oh, it's a rabbit hole. Because not only is every entity, and I'm going to repeat this again, going to get sued, everybody who is suing one entity is also going to sue the other. You think if I get hurt at Travis Scott's Astrofest, I'm not going to sue the promotion, the concert hall, Travis, his label, the city of Houston? You think that everybody is going to sue a company and they're going to sue every other company in connection? That's just one person. And they're going to have to pay out hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars per person. Per person. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of people you're going to have to settle out in court that weren't even affected. It was 50,000 people at that tour. 50,000. 150,000 who apparently it was 50,000 who broke in. It was 100,000 who bought tickets. A whole bunch of people gonna sue you. And then on top of that, the people whose concerts got canceled for the second day, you think they not gonna want to get they hotel and flight money back? This is a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck. And I would get into the spiritual world of how I feel like that little demon time energy was weird and people dying, and it felt like a little bit of it gave very much Illuminati YouTube video. That's where I'm going to keep it, because I'm going to let my girl Lovely T talk about that because she's a little bit more well-versed. But also, here's the last thing, and I saved this for last on purpose. The last thing I want to talk about. The people who bought tickets, it was already 100,000 people for a 2-day festival. And I know y'all probably going to be like, damn, I don't even remember. You sold festival tickets to the people. Say everything was smooth. You had a big-ass festival of that magnitude happening in the middle of a global pandemic. Oh, y'all forgot about the panty. Y'all forgot about the panty. Y'all forgot about the panty. The panoramic, the Pamela Anderson, the Paw Patrol. Y'all forgot about it. How many people are in the hospital because they got hurt? Triple that, quadruple that, centuple that. And that's going to be how many people in the hospital, vaccinated or not, from catching COVID at this goddamn super spreader event. I saved that for last because I needed to wow y'all at the end. And let me just be clear, caveat, I haven't heard anything about COVID in the news. I haven't got that little bar at the bottom of my videos talking about COVID on Instagram. I haven't got those little alerts on Twitter. COVID ain't been talked about for the past month. As if this disease dissipated in thin air. Because the vaccine worked this good. I'm not going to talk about the vaccine because this is not the video for that. And I don't plan to because it's such a divisive conversation. It is what it is. Do what you want to do with your body. I don't give a damn. I'm going to do what I need to do for mine, though. But moving forward, y'all had a big-ass event of this magnitude. Say nobody died, nobody got hurt, everything's cool, Astrofest kills on. You got a big-ass event, super spreader event happening in the middle of a pandemic. A global pandemic. COVID didn't go nowhere. Just because we ain't seen her in a minute don't mean she went nowhere. So not only did people die at this event, not only did people get injured, not only did y'all not have enough staff, not only are y'all gonna get sued out the ass, not only could people potentially get arrested, not only was there no staff, no crowd control, not only was there celebrity worship, not only was there some Illuminati ass bullshit going on, not only was there kids hurt and all types of other shit, y'all are doing this shit in the middle of a pandemic just to put the cherry on the ratchet ass top. And a lot of people have to like completely grasp that. And with that being said, because I'm about to close this out because I've been talking about this for the past maybe 45, 50 minutes. I really need for us as human beings to look out for our neighbors. And it's not just about this concert because we haven't been looking out for our neighbors for this entire pandemic. You buy 8 million things of toilet paper, don't leave none for your neighbor. You hoard these items. Gas shortages has been happening because everybody's putting gas in barrels. Don't leave none for your neighbor. You don't look out for your neighbor. You don't say, hey, neighbor, how you doing? What's going on? None of us are checking on each other. Everybody is self-preservation, self-preservation, self-preservation. But we are the same people that have the nerve to ask other people to feel empathetic when we go through things. Oh, I'm queer and I need help. I'm black and I need help. You don't even look out for your other black brothers and sisters. When is the last time you spoke to your actual next door neighbor? The motherfucker that live right next door to you. When's the last time you talked to that person? When's the last time you checked on your neighbors? When's the last time you saw somebody in the store and said, oh, she look like she's struggling, let me help her out. Oh, he look like he's struggling, let me help her out. Oh, this person in front of me is $2 short, let me pay it forward. This whole concert thing, this whole Astrofest concert thing could have been alleviated if motherfuckers was just not so eye on the celebrity, trying to get close and worship this motherfucker that don't give a shit about you even after you found out some of y'all died with this piss poor insincere ass video. Y'all couldn't even take the time to see if the person on left, right, in front and back of you was cool. Just because you don't know them don't mean that you can't check on them. You are already at the super spreader event. So fuck social distancing at this point. If you are in a concert and you see people next to you struggling with, back up, scoot to the side. Hey, everybody needs to move to the left right quick. Because the staff wasn't there to do it because they didn't have enough labor shortage. Or didn't give a fuck or were just trying to get paid. Everybody was just trying to do them. The cameraman didn't have much power. And this is one thing I want to talk about. That cameraman didn't have much power. He didn't have the power to stop the show. He could have got fired, whatever. But he was so focused on his check for the day, trying not to get fired, trying not to get in trouble, that he couldn't even dispatch somebody else or just took a moment to ask the lady what she was saying right quick because it could have been an emergency. That was her first line of defense for an emergency. Like, oh, let me see what she's saying because she might not just be up here to be up here. Instead of telling her to get the fuck down, if she's up there frantic. People gotta no body language, no social cues. None of that was taken into account. Hey, what this bitch talking about? Oh, this is this. Oh, okay. Call somebody. Hey, we gotta get somebody over here. You could keep doing your job, but you need to use that earpiece to let somebody know there's some shit going on. Everybody was so focused on their fucking self for this entire event, from the audience, from the workers, the staff, the company, the corporations, the bosses, the powers that may be, all of the Travis. Everybody was so focused and thinking about their goddamn self that you lost sight of what was truly important, and that's human fucking life. All types of people was all up in that area. A lot of stuff could have been prevented if everybody had just took 2 seconds to check in on the left, the right, the front, and the back. That's it. And if you didn't have enough people, the space, you didn't have the accommodations to accommodate 50,000 motherfuckers, you don't do a fucking festival. You cancel that shit. Because the money, you guys are going to be left in debt after this shit. After everybody sue who they need to sue, settle who they need to settle, you niggas is going to be in debt. So at this point, you didn't even make the money, no way. If anything, you lost more than you made. It's a shame. Because no way. No way. I worked at fucking Walgreens, and I'm seeing motherfuckers having problems. I'll stop checking out. I don't give a fuck. Oh, you gotta sit in the front and check out. IC3. Fuck that. So this motherfucker over here is having a problem. Because if this motherfucker get hurt in the store, they gonna sue this store, and everybody in this bitch getting fired. And I get it. People be scared to help people because people don't want to get hurt. But at the end of the day, if you don't even do a small thing to help somebody, then you might as well have just hurt them yourself. And and this is a very impromptu Diva Gang podcast episode. This is going to be on my Instagram. I thought it was going to be on YouTube. YouTube is fucking with my shit and I ain't got time for that. But this will be uploaded to my Instagram page. I will eventually try to forward this to my YouTube account. But I just want everybody to know that there's a lot of things that are not being talked about. And if you want to get the first half of this video, please go to #DivaGang on Apple Podcasts or anything. And if you have a hard time, just go to the link in my bio, DijahDiva.com, and you can click on anywhere where you stream podcasts, and you'll be able to listen to the full-blown episode, all of the prerequisite information, everything. And then on top of that, let me tell you something else explain one more thing. One last thing. On Twitter, a lot of misinformation is being spread. And I'm going to keep it real, and I never say this anywhere. If you see something on the internet about this event or about anything that you're not sure of, just don't reshare it. Don't spread information that you're not 100% or, don't do that. There's a lot of misinformation being spread. A lot of people are acting holier than thou. Festivals have people die, OD, pass out all the time. But the difference is that a lot of these other festivals where that has happened and can happen have the proper staff to be able to rectify the situation. And there was also another rumor, and it has not been confirmed, and the HPD has been running with it, which is grossly irresponsible, that somebody was walking around with a syringe injecting motherfuckers in their neck with shit. That's a scapegoat like a motherfucker. And I think that these companies have came up with that rumor so that they can alleviate themselves as much liability as possible for these people dying. When they died because of the unsuitable conditions and the understaff of the event, they're going to try to water it. And me and Zachary Campbell was side-eyeing that like a motherfucker. They're trying to push the blame on the syringe guy that nobody can seem to find because they know that they fucked up, and they trying to find a way to pin the blame on something else other than these large corporations. I call bullshit when I see it, and I know that that's bullshit. So I really want you guys to use your brain, use nuance, and understand that more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,638 things can be true at once. I believe Travis Scott has a portion of the blame. Live Nation, the stadium, the city of Houston. It's a whole bunch of people. It's enough blame to go around. People trying to say, oh, it's all Travis. You guys need to understand. And this is something that y'all need to understand as far as 2021, because I've been seeing this for the past couple years. More than one thing can be true at once. Okay? I need y'all to understand that. And that's how, and that mentality is how a lot of motherfuckers go under the radar. Like with R. Kelly. It's his fault, along with a lot of the parents, along with the brother, the wife. It's a whole bunch of people that were involved, not just him. He is the scapegoat like a motherfucker. Should he be in jail? Sure. But so should a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. I see that a lot of people, including a lot of news places, a lot of trusted news sources and pages and blogs, are trying to pin all of it on Travis, and that's a scapegoat like a motherfucker because he's the easiest target. You gotta put the blame on the powers that may be, and them is some powerful motherfuckers, and they might be the same motherfuckers who have stake in the platform that you're using. A lot of these news stations, a lot of these blogs are not going to say, ooh, fuck Live Nation. Ooh, fuck this people. Fuck these people. These people need to be blamed. Why? Because the same master that they're serving is the same person that Travis has. That's why. You can't say fuck Live Nation when he owns a stake in your blog. You can't say fuck Live Nation when they own a percentage of this news outlet. So I'm saying, just being clear, multiple people, all the way up from Live Nation to Travis Scott to the motherfucker with the camera to that person to the person on the left of the audience acting a goddamn fool, a whole lot of people should be taking responsibility for this shit. And it's everybody from the top to the motherfucking bottom. If you were at the festival and you was acting a motherfucking monkey ass, you are responsible for some shit too. I don't understand. A lot of y'all act like your mama ain't gave y'all no home training, and it's probably because they didn't. At some point, and let me tell you something else. And there's a lot of people in there for fentanyl because a lot of people did drugs. This is going to be the last thing. I said the last thing a couple minutes ago. This is going to be the last thing. I need my generation, a lot of our generation, just say no. Just say the fuck no. Because it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of suburban ass white kids at them festivals because they the only ones who can afford it. The people who ran in, I understand them sometimes, but I know what the rap people are saying. I know that it's cool to be depressed nowadays and be on and take street drugs. Just say fucking no. Because it's too many crackheads in my generation and it ain't the 80s. I just need y'all to say no. You do not have to be fucked up. You do not have to be on pills. You do not have to do no type of drug, narcotic to have a good time at a concert. Trust me, you don't. A lot of you motherfuckers need to go get help because I feel like there's more crackheads now than there were in the 80s. And that's sad. It's not cool. It's not fun. It's not fetch to go out and always have to put a substance in your motherfucking body. It's a problem and you need help. Just say the fuck no. Just say no. It ain't ever worth it. Ever. It's too many teenagers, kids, adults, coked the fuck out, pilled out, fentanyled out, and the drugs today are not the same drugs from the 80s. These motherfuckers are cutting this shit with fentanyl, and one sugar morsel, a little grain of salt, can kill you. These motherfuckers is cutting these drugs. Something is going down with the government and the street and the pharmacy and the legalized marijuana. All of this shit is, and that's a whole nother video. These drugs were never safe. They were never safe, but they way more fucked up today than they were in the 80s. Trust me. A lot of y'all got to take responsibility. The audience, Travis, the companies, the staff, all of y'all. And another thing that I want y'all to understand, I want y'all to do y'all research before y'all spread some bullshit. There's a lot of shit going on Twitter. But with that being said, this is the end of this video. I'm going to upload it if you need to watch it later. I'm upset because this is happening in my city. I've been seeing the ads this event is about to be used as a scapegoat for a whole bunch of bullshit. And I also, the last thing I'm going to say, I need the family on E. I don't say their name on none of my platforms. Y'all know. If you know, you know. I need that family on E television. The family on E television, I'm going to need y'all to not use this event and exploit this event as a storyline for your motherfucking show. Because if you do, y'all are going to be way worse in people's heads than I think y'all let that nigga handle this shit on your own. I don't need none of the cultural appropriation family to be trying to exploit this event for their fucking show. And that's all I'm going to say. Bye, divas.